Hey everyone, I am Robin the Copy Bitch. This is Stewie, my sidekick sloth, and today we are talking about how to hire a copywriter. So you might be wondering, okay, why is a copywriting channel talking about how to hire a copywriter? I'm usually talking to copywriters. Here's the thing. If you're a freelance copywriter, you're going to have people who are going to be trying to hire you. They'll be turning to Google. They'll be giving you a creative brief. They will be asking you the questions. So this video will help you because you're going to kind of get a sense of what people are looking for. But if you are on the market for a copywriter, well, keep on watching because I'm going to tell you how to go about finding good copywriters. Okay, turn to Google. I mean, let your fingers do the walking. Remember that? So you are going to probably want to go to Google, and not probably, you will. And I recommend typing in copywriter and then the city that you're in or the nearest big city that you're in, because good copywriters are going to optimize their website for local search. I have a video about that, so I'm counseling new writers to do that. So for example, if someone Googles freelance copywriter Boston or Boston copywriter, I come up on the first page of Google usually. So at Boston Copywriter is my handle here on YouTube. It makes sense. I think when someone is like, think about it. If you're a small business owner and you're in Massachusetts and you're looking for a copywriter, probably that's what you're thinking, like copywriter Boston or copywriter Massachusetts or copywriter near me. The thing about copywriting is the person doesn't necessarily have to be in your state or your city or your town in order to do great work. There are people, I work with people in other states all the time, but you need a place to start. And if you can keep it local, there's nothing wrong with that. If you don't want to necessarily, or if you feel like, the location might limit you, just put in freelance copywriter, freelance website copywriter, freelance case study copywriter. You probably have a specific project in mind, so Google around that category and you will see some websites bubble up. That's not the only way to find a copywriter. I just think it's a good way, a fast way, to find people who are out there. And here's the thing, if someone has optimized their website for these search terms, then right away you're getting a sense that this person knows how to do website copywriting and search engine optimization, which is usually a big part of ongoing projects for small businesses. So right there, you get a sense of, okay, they optimized their site for search, so maybe they can do the same for mine. All right, once you find copywriting websites, copywriters' websites, you're going to want to, of course, evaluate it like you would any other business website. Is it professional? It doesn't have to have a slick design, but it has to look professional. It shouldn't look amateurish. The thing you're going to want to check out, two things. You're going to want to check out their portfolio. That's probably the first place you're going to want to go because the proof is in the writing. See what sort of samples they have. Do you like the writing? Do you like their style? Are you seeing any typos? Do you see examples of the type of writing that you're looking to have them do? Here's the thing. If you're looking at a writer's portfolio and maybe they have some samples from websites and samples of emails they've done and samples of case studies and samples of, I don't know, brand stories, something like that, and you're really liking the writing and you're liking the site and you go to their about page and read their bio and you're like, wow, this is a really talented writer. I might want to work with them. But oh gee, they don't have any samples of this particular copywriting project that I'm looking for. Don't necessarily dismiss them because a good writer can probably fit the bill. I don't have every single type of copywriting category covered on my writer's portfolio either. But I probably, can do what you throw at me unless it's highly technical writing. For example, like maybe you are looking for a writer to write course descriptions for your catalog, your digital catalog for your school or for some sort of e-learning course. And maybe, the writer's website who you're really excited about, they don't have anything in that particular category. Well, if you're liking their writing and you're seeing the depth and breadth of what they can do, more than likely they can do that. So don't necessarily dismiss someone because they don't have the examples you're looking for. There are some exceptions, of course. If you are looking to have, if you're working on a website project you're revamping your website, you're launching a new website, whatever it is, it does make sense to work with a writer who understands what search engine optimization is, because you want to have your site optimized for search. So if they don't have any website examples or they don't talk about SEO, you might want to, bypass that writer and focus on someone who actually has that experience. Okay? Okay, another thing you should do is check them out on LinkedIn. I would think that most professional copywriters will have a presence on LinkedIn. And the nice thing about LinkedIn is you'll be able to get a sense of their recent past history, because if you go to their website and they have their bio, they might not talk about all their recent gigs or their recent employment, whereas LinkedIn usually you can see the employment history a little bit better. You can also see endorsements, you can see testimonials. It's quite possible that the writer will also have testimonials on their website too, but LinkedIn is just another place to kind of verify and make you feel good about the writer. Like, are you working with someone who's professional, who's been around? And don't if someone's newer to the copywriting gig, don't necessarily dismiss them. If you like the samples and you like what they have to say, I mean, I was a new copywriter once too, but you're going to get a good sense between the portfolio, their about page, and looking at LinkedIn whether it's someone you want to have a conversation with. Before you actually have the conversation, if the writer on their website links to their social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, whatever, TikTok, check them out, because the way people act on social media is, I mean, we know this, it's a bit different. People are a little more, unguarded. They have their guard down, a little less polish. You sometimes see who they really are. LinkedIn is more of a professional business social media platform. I'm talking about like Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. It just might give you a sense of who this person is. Like, do they, are they putting stuff out there that's questionable or, makes you uncomfortable? Just another place to kind of double check to see like, hey, this is someone I might want to work with. So check out their social media platforms if they link to them on their website. So now you've done your initial research, you've Googled, you've looked at their website portfolio, you have checked them out on LinkedIn, you've checked out their social media. Now what do? So now you're going to want to reach out. Here's the thing. Give the writer as much information as possible. We love, you can't give us too much information. If you give me details about your project, and I know sometimes there are NDAs and things like that involved, but usually, you can say, hey, this is a website project. It's going to be 20 pages. We're looking to get it launched by this date. Like, give as many details as you can up front, because that's going to give the writer a better sense of, hey, can I fit this in? Am I a good fit? And they're going to come better prepared to the conversation, or they should. And that could be a way to kind of test them. Give them plenty of information up front. Tell them a bit about your company. Tell them a little bit about your target audience and your buyer personas. Give them as much information as possible. If you can, give them a copywriting brief. So I'm going to do a video about this as well, but a copywriting brief is like a 1-page, maybe 2-page document that outlines exactly what you're looking for this project. And I don't want to say great detail, because it's not like this huge, nitty gritty thing, but it really kind of encapsulates what you're looking for the project. And it has links to things. It's just a great document that you can give to a copywriter and also a designer if you're working with a graphic designer. Creative briefs, copywriting briefs, whatever you want to call them, are incredibly helpful. Like, I get so excited if someone takes the time to give me a creative brief, a copywriting brief, because that just I can look at it, I can develop my questions, I can come better prepared, I can get a sense of, how to, quote accurately. It's just going to really help. If you don't have that prepared for your first meeting, that's okay, but you should, at least in that initial reach out, give information, and reach out via the website. Usually the writer's website will have either an email contact or a form or both. However, whatever you're doing, whatever you're comfortable doing, choose one, but give as much information as you can. I would say resist picking up the phone. It's so funny. Like, we live in a day and age where it's just like phone calls are just so intrusive. And that initial, like, I can almost guarantee you, you're just going to be leaving a message, because we writers are not just, we're not sitting by our phone waiting for it to ring. I have mine off. It's usually upstairs, because I'm, and I don't answer the phone anyway, like, unless I absolutely know who it is, and even sometimes not then. So you're just going to be wasting a voicemail, and you can say more much better in an email or a contact form. So do yourself a favor and make that your first point of contact. Once you send that email and you make contact and you set up a time to talk, and that should be the next step. I don't think it should just be over email. Like, you have to have a conversation. If you are local and it makes sense to meet in person, you can do that, but everyone's doing Zoom. I mean, the pandemic has really changed things. So you'll get on a Zoom call or just a phone call and have a conversation about the project and see if you're a good fit and if there's synergy. Things to look for in the copywriter during that call, do they come prepared? Depending on what you gave them, do they come prepared? Or if you didn't give them a lot, did they at least look at your website and find out more about you and take the time to show that they actually did a little research before they got on the call? Have they come with good questions? Are they asking good questions? Do they sound, curious about your business and what you're trying to do? Do they sound excited about the project? You'll get a good feel. I do have a video that I'll be doing on questions to ask a copywriter during this process. So, look for that, because I'll be doing that, and you'll have a list of questions that you can print out and use that as your starting point. But you're going to get a good sense. Listen to your gut. Okay, so there you have it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I know it's kind of all over the place, but there's so much, there's so much to consider, and yet there isn't. Like, it's pretty basic. You want a copywriter, let your fingers do the walking on Google. Go to Google whether it's, freelance copywriter in Boston or freelance copywriter LA, or if you just want to Google, freelance copywriter or website copywriter, SEO website copywriter, go to Google. Keep in mind that, there are more writers than just what shows up on the first page of Google, and some of them are going to be paid and some of them are going to be organic. So feel free to scroll through a couple pages, because it is pretty competitive out there. You can also, of course, go to LinkedIn to double check their credentials, but you're going to, by and large, start with the copywriter, look at their website, check out their portfolio. Does it resonate with you? Do you like their style? Do you like what they're writing? Do they... are they writing in categories that you're looking for your particular project? And if not, can you see them catching up quickly? You're not asking for something highly technical. And then reach out to them. Give them as much information as possible that you can, so that they can prepare, and then set up a time to have a Zoom call or to meet in person if you can do that. And then, have a conversation. Talk about your project. See how they respond. See what sort of questions they ask. Do they sound excited? You're going to get a good feel pretty quickly as to whether the copywriter is a good fit. And if you really like their samples and you get that good gut feel, you might have a winning relationship. So there you have it. I am Robin the Copy Bitch. This is Stewie, my sidekick sloth. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, just move along. And we'll see you next time.